Welcome to the Elite Iconic English. I'm Amelia, your host. Are you ready to improve your English listening and writing skills? Today's episode is all about how to stay motivated to learn English. By listening to real-life stories and examples, you'll not only practice understanding spoken English, but also get ideas to write and speak better. If you like this episode, please press the like button. It really helps us. Before we start, I want to ask you a few questions. Have you ever felt like giving up on learning English because it seemed too hard? What do you do to keep going when you don't feel motivated? Think about that as we go through today's stories. Let me share a story about a man named David. David wanted to improve his English for work. At first, he was very excited, but after a few weeks, he found it difficult to keep studying every day. He started to feel tired and sometimes skipped his lessons. One day, David's wife, Sarah, reminded him why he started. She said, "Remember how much better your meetings will be if you speak English well." That motivated David to try again. He set small goals, like learning 5 new words every day, little by little. David's English improved, and so did his confidence. Here's another example. A woman named Maria loves cooking. She started watching English cooking shows to practice listening. At first, she understood very little, but she didn't give up. She wrote down new words and practiced speaking aloud. Maria says that focusing on something she enjoys helped her stay motivated to learn English. Now think about your own motivation. What are your reasons for learning English? Is it for work, travel, or maybe to talk with new people? Knowing your why can keep you focused. Setting small, clear goals like David did will help you see progress every day. Let me tell you about a man named James. He had been learning English for a long time, but felt stuck at the intermediate level. One day, his friend suggested joining an English club. James started attending weekly meetings where he could practice speaking with others. The friendly environment made learning fun and motivated him to keep improving. When you feel tired or bored, try to change how you learn. If you usually read, try listening to a podcast or watching a video in English. This change can make learning feel new and exciting again. Just like Maria enjoyed cooking shows. Find something you like in English and use it to practice. Here is a tip that helped me when I was learning English. I kept a small notebook where I wrote down interesting phrases or new words I heard during the day. At night, I reviewed them and tried to use them in my own sentences. This habit helped me remember words better and improved my writing skills. What about you? Have you tried writing down new words or phrases? If not, give it a try this week. It is a simple way to stay motivated and see your progress clearly. Finally, remember that learning English is a journey. It is normal to have ups and downs. Be patient with yourself and celebrate small successes. Just like David, Maria, and James, you can find ways to keep your motivation strong. I want to tell you about Emma. She is a nurse who works long hours at the hospital. She always wanted to speak better English so she could talk more confidently with her international patients. But after a busy shift, Emma often felt too tired to study. One day, she decided to change her plan. Instead of studying for an hour, she studied just 15 minutes a day. She listened to English podcasts while cooking or cleaning. These small moments added up, and after a few weeks, she noticed a big improvement in her skills. You see, staying motivated doesn't mean studying for hours. It means being consistent, even with small efforts. If you feel too busy, try what Emma did. Use short moments in your day to listen, read, or write in English. Even 5 minutes is better than 0. Now, let me introduce you to Thomas. Thomas is a driver who delivers packages in the city. He spends many hours in his truck every day, Instead of wasting that time, he listens to English conversations while driving. He repeats some sentences out loud to practice speaking. Thomas told me that doing this made his English more natural. He also started to understand different accents better. You can do the same. Use your travel time or quiet moments during your day to listen to English. Repeating sentences helps your mouth and brain work together, which builds confidence. Let's talk about a young man named Daniel. He works in a bakery and wants to open his own shop someday. He knows that learning English can help him talk with more customers and grow his business. But sometimes Daniel feels discouraged. On those days, he reads about other people who learned English successfully. He tells himself, if they can do it, I can too. That thought gives him strength to continue. Reading or hearing stories from other learners can give you hope. You are not alone in your journey. Many people feel tired, bored, or stuck sometimes. What matters is what you do next. Do you stop or do you try again? Like Daniel, remind yourself of your dream and take the next step. Another helpful idea comes from Grace. Grace is a teacher who practices English by writing short journal entries every night. She writes about her day, her students, and her plans. At first, she made many grammar mistakes, but she didn't stop. After a few months, her writing became clear and more natural. You can do the same. Take 5 minutes before bed to write in English. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just write. Over time, your writing will improve and you will feel proud of your progress. Do you see the pattern? People stay motivated when they connect English to their real lives. Like Emma, Thomas, Daniel, and Grace. They find ways to make learning part of their daily routine, not something extra or difficult. You can do it too. Let me share a final story for now. Stephen is a father of 2 children. He works full-time and helps take care of his home. Still, he finds time to practice English every morning for 10 minutes before his children wake up. He says, "That quiet time is for me. It helps me start my day with a goal." That small habit became part of his daily life, like brushing his teeth. Thanks for staying with me. Let's continue our conversation about how to stay motivated while learning English. I know that sometimes learning a new language can feel like climbing a tall mountain. You start full of energy, but after a while, the steps feel harder and you might think about giving up. But let me remind you of something important. Every big goal starts with small, simple steps. Every learner, no matter how successful they are today, started from zero. That includes me, and that includes you. Let me tell you a longer story about someone named William. William is a father of 3 children. He works as an office assistant in a busy company. A few years ago, his boss told him that if he improved his English, he might get promoted to a better position. William was excited at first, but he didn't know where to start. He tried watching English lessons online, but felt confused by fast speech and difficult grammar. He got frustrated and almost stopped trying. Then something changed. One weekend, his wife Jane sat down with him and said, "Let's make a simple plan. Start small and go step by step." Together, they made a weekly schedule. Every evening after dinner, William studied English for just 20 minutes. On Saturdays, he practiced writing short emails in English. Jane even helped him by reading aloud and checking his grammar. After a few weeks, William noticed something. He started understanding his English-speaking co-workers better. He began using small English phrases at work, like, "Can I help you with that?" or "Please send me the file." That success gave him more confidence. After a few months, William started writing longer messages and talking during meetings. One day, his manager noticed and said, "Your English has really improved." That one sentence made William feel proud and gave him new energy to continue. He didn't stop. Now he helps train new staff members and shares his English learning tips with them. He says, the secret was not doing everything at once, but doing something every day. Let's look at what we can learn from William's story. First, support from family or friends can help you stay strong. Second, a small and regular routine is better than studying too much all at once and getting tired. Third, success builds more motivation. When you see progress, you feel excited to keep going. And finally, don't wait for everything to be perfect. Use the English you know now. You will grow step by step. Now, I want to share the story of Rachel. Rachel is a shop owner who runs a small grocery store in her neighborhood. Many of her customers speak English, and she wanted to be able to greet them and talk about prices or products clearly. Rachel didn't have time to attend a class because she worked from morning to evening, but she didn't give up. Instead, she printed out small cards with common English phrases like, "How can I help you?" or "Would you like a bag?" She placed them near her cash register. Every day, she practiced saying those sentences with her customers. At first, she felt shy and nervous, but after a few days, she started speaking more naturally. One day, a regular customer said to her, "Your English is getting better." Rachel smiled and felt so happy. She said to herself, "This is working, I'm improving." So she made more cards, this time with longer sentences and questions. She also started writing a short English diary before going to bed. She would write things like, "Today I sold many apples," or "A nice woman came to my shop and bought rice." These simple sentences helped her connect English with her daily life. Her story teaches us something important. You do not need a big plan or expensive courses to improve your English. You can use your job, your home, your daily routine as your R classroom. You can learn naturally by connecting English to real situations. Just like Rachel, make your own tools, cards, notes, a little diary. These things don't take much time, but they bring great results. Now let me introduce you to Mark. Mark is a construction worker who works outdoors in all types of weather. He always wanted to learn English, but people told him it was too difficult. Some even laughed at him and said, "Why would you need English on a construction site?" But Mark didn't. Listen, he believed that every person has the right to learn and grow. So he started bringing a small notebook to work. Whenever he saw a new word or heard something interesting in English, he wrote it down. During lunch breaks, he looked up those words and practiced saying them out loud. Mark also made friends with one of the engineers on the site, a man named Henry, who spoke English well. Henry agreed to help Mark by having short English conversations during breaks. They talked about tools, safety instructions, and daily work tasks. Slowly, Mark's English vocabulary grew. After a few months, he was able to understand safety, signs and instructions in English much better. He even helped translate for new workers who didn't speak the local language. One day, the company manager heard about Mark's efforts and invited him to a special training program. Because of his strong motivation and daily practice, Mark was able to join the program and later got a better position at work. When people ask him how he did it, he simply says, "One new word a day." Mark's story reminds us that your job or life situation should never stop you from learning. Whether you are a shopkeeper, nurse, driver, or builder, you can learn English in a way that fits your life. What matters is your attitude and your daily actions. I want you to think now. What is your reason for learning English? Do you want to speak confidently at work? Do you want to help your children with their studies? Do you want to feel more independent when traveling or using services? Whatever your goal is, you can reach it with small, steady steps. Just like William, Rachel, and Mark. your journey can be real and successful. Let's take a moment and think about your next step. What can you do today? Can you write one sentence about your day in English? Can you listen to a short English clip and repeat a few phrases out loud? Can you learn 5 new words related to your job or daily routine? Choose one thing and do it today. Then do another tomorrow. Slowly your motivation will grow stronger, and so will your English. Let's keep going. I want to tell you more about how to stay motivated when learning English. Sometimes motivation is not easy to find. You may feel tired or busy. You may wonder if learning English is really worth the effort. These feelings are normal. Everyone feels like this sometimes. The important thing is to keep going even when it is hard. Let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah is a teacher who works in a small school. She speaks some English, but she wants to speak better. At first, Sarah tried to learn many things at once. She tried to learn grammar rules, new words, and how to speak at the same time. This made her feel tired and confused. She thought she would never be good at English. Then Sarah decided to change her plan. She chose one thing to focus on every week. One week she learned 10 new words. The next week, she practiced speaking those words in sentences. The third week, she listened to short English stories and tried to understand them. Sarah also wrote a small diary every day. She wrote about her students and what she did during the day. This way, she used English every day, but in small parts. After a few months, Sarah saw a big change. She could speak more clearly and understand more English when she listened. Her students noticed this too and said she was improving. Sarah felt proud and happy. She said the secret was to keep learning a little bit every day and not to try to do everything at once. Sarah's story shows us that learning English is like building a house. You need to put one brick at a time. If you try to put all the bricks at once, the house will fall down. But if you do it step by step, the house will be strong. Now let me tell you about John. John works in a supermarket. He talks to many people every day, but he was shy to speak English. He worried that he would make mistakes. John's friend Michael told him, "It is okay to make mistakes. That is how you learn." Michael helped John practice English every day. They spoke about simple things like food, weather, and hobbies. John also started to listen to English radio while working. At first, he did not understand much, but he listened every day. Slowly, he heard more words and phrases he knew. John started to repeat some sentences quietly. After some time, he began to speak more with his customers. He found that most people were kind and patient. This helped John feel less scared. One day, a customer said to John, "Your English is very good." John smiled and felt very happy. He knew that practice and not being afraid to make mistakes helped him improve. John's story teaches us that mistakes are not bad. Mistakes are part of learning. The more you speak, the better you get. Next, I want to share a story about Helen. Helen is a mother who takes care of her 2 children. She wants to learn English to help her children with their homework. Helen does not have a lot of free time, but she is very determined. Every morning, she wakes up 30 minutes earlier to listen to English lessons. She also reads simple English books to her children in the evening. This helps her practice reading and speaking. Helen says that learning English makes her feel confident. She can help her children and talk with their teachers. She also feels proud because she is learning something new every day. Helen's story shows that motivation can come from love and responsibility. When you have it is easier to keep going. Now think about how Sarah, John, and Helen stayed motivated. They all found a way to fit English into their daily lives. They did not wait for a perfect time. They used small moments They did not give up when it was hard. You can do the same. You can find small times during your day to practice English. You can focus on one small goal at a time. Let me tell you about David. David works in a library. He loves books, but he wanted to speak English better. David made a fun game for himself. He picked 5 new words every day. Then he tried to use those words in sentences. He wrote the sentences on small pieces of paper and put them in his pocket. When he had a free moment, he took out the papers and read the sentences aloud. This game helped David remember words better. David also talked to his English-speaking friends at work. They helped him with pronunciation and gave him new words. Second, a small and regular routine is better than studying too much all at once and getting tired. Third, success builds more motivation. When you see progress, you feel excited to keep going. And finally, don't wait for everything to be perfect. Use the English you know now. You will grow step by step. David said that playing with English like a game made learning fun. It did not feel like a boring task. This helped him stay motivated for a long time. When learning feels fun, it is easier to continue. You can try to make your learning fun too. You can write a story with new words. You can talk to friends or family in English. You can listen to interesting stories or podcasts. Find what you enjoy and use English in that way. Another example is Lisa. Lisa is a young woman who wants to work in a big company. She knows English is important for her career. Lisa made a goal for herself. She wanted to learn one new English phrase every day. She wrote the phrase in a notebook and tried to use it in conversation. Sometimes she spoke to herself in English when she was alone. This helped her practice without feeling shy. Lisa also found a language partner named Mark. Mark is from England. They talked online twice a week. Mark helped Lisa with her mistakes and explained new words. Talking to Mark made Lisa more confident. She said it was like having a teacher and a friend at the same time. You can try to find a language partner too. Talking to someone who speaks English well can help you improve quickly. You can learn new words, correct your mistakes, and feel more confident speaking. Before I finish this part, I want to tell you about a simple habit you can try. Every day, write down 3 things you did. Write them in simple English. For example, I ate breakfast, I went to work, or I watched the children. This habit helps you practice writing and remember common words. You do not need to write a long story, just 3 simple sentences. Doing this every day will help you improve without feeling tired. So far, we have talked about many people and how they stayed motivated. They all have one thing in common. They found small ways to practice English every day. They focused on their goals and did not give up. You can do the same. Now I want you to think about your English journey. What small step can you take today? Can you write 3 sentences? Can you listen to a short story? Can you practice 5 new words? Start with something easy, then add more steps. Your motivation will grow as you see your progress. Keep your goal in mind. Remember why you started. Think about how English can help you in your life. Let that thought keep you going. Even when it is hard, you can learn English. You are not alone. Many people are learning, just like you. Thank you for listening so far. Let's continue talking about how to stay motivated while learning English. Sometimes motivation feels far away. You might feel tired after a long day. You might think that learning English takes too much time. These feelings are normal. Everyone feels like this at some point. The key is to keep going, even if you feel tired or busy. Let me tell you about James. James is an office worker. He speaks some English, but wants to get better. At first, James tried to learn too many things at once. He read grammar books, memorized vocabulary lists, and tried to speak all in one day. This made him feel overwhelmed and he wanted to stop. Then, James decided to change his plan. He chose one small goal every week. One week, he learned 10 new words. The next week, he practiced speaking sentences with those words. Another week, he listened to simple English stories to improve his listening. James also started writing a few sentences about his day every evening. This helped him practice writing and speaking every day, but in small parts. After a few months, James noticed a big change. He could speak more clearly. He understood more. When people talked to him in English, his friends told him they saw the difference too. James felt proud. He said the secret was to learn a little every day and not try to do everything at once. James's story teaches us that learning English is like planting a tree. You water it a little every day. If you water it too much at once, the tree will not grow well. But if you take care of it slowly, it will grow strong. Now, I want to tell you about Emma. Emma works in a cafe. She talks to many customers every day, but she was afraid to speak English because she worried about making mistakes. Her colleague Michael told her that mistakes are normal and that they help us learn. Michael helped Emma practice English during breaks. They talked about simple topics like the weather and food. Emma also listened to English radio when she walked to work. At first, she did not understand much, but she listened every day. Slowly, she heard more words she knew. Emma started to repeat some sentences quietly. After some time, she felt more confident to talk with customers. She found that most people were kind and patient. This made her less afraid. One day, a customer said to Emma, "Your English is very good." Emma smiled and felt happy. She knew that practice and not being afraid of mistakes helped her improve. Emma's story shows us that mistakes are not bad. They are part of learning. The more you speak, the better you get. Next, I want to share a story about Laura. Laura is a mother who cares for her 2 children. She wants to learn English to help her children with their homework. Laura does not have much free time, but she is determined. Every morning, she wakes up 30 minutes earlier to listen to English lessons. In the evening, she reads simple English books with her children. This helps her practice reading and speaking. Laura says that learning English makes her feel confident. She can help her children and talk with their teachers. She is proud because she learns something new every day. Laura's story shows that motivation can come from love and responsibility. When you have an important reason, it is easier to keep going. Now think about James, Emma, and Laura. They all found ways to use English in their daily lives. They did not wait for a perfect time. They used small moments. They did not give up. When learning was hard, you can do the same. You can find small times to practice English every day. You can focus on one small goal at a time. Let me tell you about David. David works in a library. He loves books, but wants to speak English better. David made a game for himself. He picked 5 new words every day. Then he made sentences with those words. He wrote the sentences on small papers and kept them in his pocket. When he had free time, he took out the papers and read the sentences aloud. This game helped David remember words better. David also talked to his English-speaking friends at work. They helped him with pronunciation and gave him new words. David said playing with English like a game made learning fun. It did not feel boring. This helped him stay motivated for a long time. When learning feels fun, it is easier to continue. You can try to make your learning fun too. You can write a story with new words. You can talk to friends or family in English. You can listen to interesting stories or podcasts. Find what you enjoy and use English that way. Another example is Lisa. Lisa is a young woman who wants to work in a big company. She knows English is important for her career. Lisa made a goal for herself. She wanted to learn one new English phrase every day. She wrote the phrase in a notebook and tried to use it. Conversation. Sometimes she spoke to herself in English when she was alone. This helped her practice without feeling shy. Lisa also found a language partner named Mark. Mark is from England. They talked online twice a week. Mark helped Lisa with her mistakes and explained new words. Talking to Mark made Lisa more confident. She said it was like having a teacher and a friend. You can find a language partner too. Talking to someone who speaks English well helps you improve quickly. You can learn new words, correct mistakes, and feel more confident speaking. Before I finish this part, I want to tell you about a simple habit you can try. Every day, write down 3 things you did. Write them in simple English. For example, I ate breakfast, I went to work, or I played with my children. This habit helps you practice writing and remember common words. You do not need to write a long story, just 3 simple sentences. Doing this every day will help you improve without feeling tired. So far, we have talked about many people and how they stayed motivated. They all have one thing in common. They found small ways to practice English every day. They focused on their goals and did not give up. You can do the same. Now, I want you to think about your English journey. What small step can you take today? Can you write 3 sentences? Can you listen to a short story? Can you practice 5 new words? Start with something easy, then add more steps. Your motivation will grow as you see your progress. Keep your goal in mind. Remember why you started. Think about how English can help you in your life. Let that thought keep you going, even when it is hard. You can learn English. You are not alone. Many people are learning just like you. Thank you for staying with me. Let's continue. Staying motivated to learn English is not always easy, but it is possible. When you feel tired or bored, you can still make small progress. Every small step brings you closer to your goal. Let's go deeper now and talk about more real-life stories. These stories will help you understand how other people keep learning English, even when they have busy lives or feel discouraged. Let me tell you about Daniel. Daniel is a driver. He drives his delivery van every day from morning to evening. He wanted to learn English because some of his customers speak English. He did not have much time to sit and study, so he had an idea. He recorded his own voice, reading short English lessons, and played them while driving. He also repeated the words out loud when he was alone in his van. Daniel made his van his classroom. After a few weeks, he felt more confident when talking to English-speaking customers. One customer even said, "You speak better English now." Daniel smiled and said, "Thank you." That small compliment made him feel proud. It gave him more motivation to keep going. Daniel also used waiting time wisely. When he was waiting to load or unload boxes, he used flashcards on his phone. He reviewed 5 or 6 new words every time. These small minutes added up. In 1 month, Daniel learned more than 100 new words. This shows that even if you are busy, you can find time to learn. Next, let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah is a school teacher. She teaches children in her local village, but she wanted to learn English to help her students with English books. Sarah did not know where to start, so she wrote a daily schedule for herself. She studied for just 20 minutes every evening. She chose one topic every week. 1 week she focused on greetings. Another week she practiced writing about daily activities. She kept a small notebook and wrote down sentences like, "I went to the market today," or "My daughter helped me cook lunch." This helped her build confidence in using simple English. Sarah also started talking to another teacher named Anna. They decided to speak only English during their lunch break once a week. At first, it was very difficult. They made many mistakes, but they laughed and helped each other. After 2 months, they started speaking longer sentences. They corrected each other kindly and felt more confident. Their students noticed and began to copy them. It became a good example for everyone in the school. Sarah says that learning English has made her feel stronger and happier. Now I want to tell you about Thomas. Thomas works in a small shop. He sells clothes. He often meets tourists, and some of them speak English. Thomas wanted to welcome them better, so he started learning simple phrases for greetings and helping customers. He practiced by talking to himself in the mirror every morning. He said, "Hello, can I help you? And this shirt is on sale." After practicing for 2 weeks, he used these phrases with a customer from Canada. The customer smiled and said, "Your English is good." Thomas felt excited. That one sentence gave him energy to keep learning. Thomas also started writing his thoughts at the end of the day.